their thing. And I walk out and I was going to go like just say hi to people in the crowd. And, you know, there's like maybe 200 something people in line already. And there's this little tiny, like one of those little tiny vans that has the fucking pointy flat front end. I don't know what you call them. It was that was the WFNX van. That's the only vehicle they had. And Adam 12 is standing out there with stickers, but his back is against the van. And there's a circle of fucking dudes like going, what the fuck are you doing here? You guys don't even play fucking Static X. Fuck, who the fuck are you? And he's like, hey, you know, I just said my boss told me to come out here. And I recognized him. Because I'd met him briefly once before at some beer event. And I said, oh, Adam, right? And he's like, yeah, hey, how's it going? I'm like, hey, Adam 12, everybody. This guy's great. And I'm shaking hands and we're talking. And then I was like, he's cool. Everything's good. And they all kind of dispersed. He's like, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. I thought they were going to throw my body in the woods, you know? And like from that day on, we were like best friends.
That's awesome that you got to do that, because I've always wanted to be that person to be like, no, guys, it's okay. He's with me.
Yeah, right.
Let this one live.
If it was illegal to say stupid things into a microphone,
why must you be so stupid?
these guys would be doing life without parole.
Hey, everybody, we're back from prison.
Why do we keep encouraging this kind of behavior? It's the Breaking the Ice podcast with Josh Dolan.
You know, we could, go to jail for this.
Along with Mike Shue and Isaiah Moskahana Bonsa Monablitz Boskowitz, whatever the hell his name is.
It is the high holiday. It is the high holiday.
No, I thought the high holiday was 420.
This is the high holiday for the Irish.
There you go. Well, yeah, for the fake Irish, the Irish Americans, because in Ireland, it's really not that big of a deal.
Ireland, it's Wednesday.
Yeah, well, I guess every day it's St. Patrick's Day there.
See, they don't fuck around. Why just do one day? It's like, kiss the Blarney Stone and let's get fucking tapped.
Oh, yeah. Well, kiss the blunt. That's how COVID started. Was
No
all
question.
the people
Gross things like that. Yep. You not washing your fucking hands and pissing on yourself in the bathroom and kissing that fucking stone.
You always say that, pissing on yourself in the bathroom. What are you doing in there?
You have been in the restroom plenty of times when people do what they do and they walk out without washing their hands. That's gross.
I don't know what people do in gas station bathrooms to make everything wet, but it's just gas station.
Because
you got it on the ceiling.
It's public and it's fucking gross. And Billy Baru at the front is not getting paid more than $10 an hour. He's not going to go wipe up the public urine.
Billy Baru, that sounds like a goalie.
I feel like Billy Baru came from Caddyshack.
Did it really? It's
think
been
so.
so long since I've seen that.
Oh, I just made a reference to that yesterday. What was it? Because Rodney Dangerfield, I know what it was. I saw an old thing on Facebook. Rodney Dangerfield was on the Howard Stern show and Howard was fucking grilling him. And it always made me think of Rodney Dangerfield, and Rodney Dangerfield's lawyer's name was Vinny Boombatz. Hey, and I go see my lawyer, Vinny Boombatz. Hey, and that name is stuck in my head. Anytime I'll pull out Billy Baru or Vinny Boombatz. And
hey, you should see his wife. She was really something before electricity.
That movie's so fucking good. I think we had this discussion on this show where we're like, the good movies, and then you make the second one and fuck up.
I mean, they do that with everything. I mean, The Hangover was fine just as The Hangover.
Yeah, at least should have left that alone. Why are there 4 of those or whatever? That's just not, you know what has been good? And I don't want to jinx it because they're releasing a third one, Deadpool.
Haven't seen.
What the fuck are you doing over there?
I don't do superhero stuff.
No. It's the polar opposite.
Is it?
He's the fucking.
How is it the polar opposite?
Because he's not. He's just.
I was on the set
of
the first movie.
You were?
Yeah.
Were you an extra?
No, they just. It was in Warner Brothers, I believe, and they were filming it, and when
Ryan Reynolds did the Green Lantern, and that was he was trying to be serious, and that was such a fucking train wreck, awful movie that he got a chance to do this. And Deadpool, I don't fucking know. I don't read comic books.
You know what? I was thinking, Ryan, it was the Green Lantern I was on the set for.
That's awful. That was. I mean, it's cool that you're on the set, but that movie was so bad. he rags on himself in that movie, in Deadpool, because he went, I think at the very end, the Deadpool character jumps behind the Green Lantern character that was him, and he slices his throat. He's like, this was
just to acknowledge it. And it's not a cool thing that I was on the set, because I noticed this after a little while, after there was a pattern. Every set that I was on, the movie either tanked or the show got canceled immediately after.
I hope that doesn't rub off on fucking Jackie Flynn, because Loudermilk, by the way, is fucking hysterical.
Oh my God. I wonder if Shu saw it, but yeah, I've also we were talking about this. I've been binging it. I haven't seen any other ones, but I'm going right back to that today.
So you're still in season 1.
I am. Have you finished the whole thing?
Almost done with. I get it where I'm like 2:30 in the morning going, I'm fucking so tired, and I fall asleep.
And it's on Amazon Prime. If anyone hasn't seen it yet, it's we had Jackie Flynn on last week, who's a Boston comedian and actor, and he's in it, and a writer in it. And the show, it's a little slow to start. I won't lie.
Little bit.
The first two episodes are snoozers. But you know,
you kind of see in
character development.
The Ron Livingston character who plays Sam Loudermilk is developed, and I thought when
that name bugs me.
Sam Loudermilk.
Why would you pick Loudermilk? Like Laura didn't even want to watch the show because she was so annoyed by it. She's like, I hate that name. Why would you pick you could pick any name?
Because I think you as you get through the first 2 seasons, you start to fucking hate this guy. But he's also so kind and thoughtful, but he's just buried in being a sourpuss. He's so bitter at everything.
Oh, but it's
I'm right here.
Oh,
sorry.
Oops.
We're gonna have to edit that out.
How's it going, man?
Mike's shoe's a prick.
Like that's news.
We're discussing Loudermilk.
I didn't get the fucking scally cap memo.
I just got mine because Isaiah had it on, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go get my little Brian Johnson hat.
I'm Chinese. I look pretty stupid in a scally cap. So
you're Chinese?
No, I think you could pull it off.
You think so?
Yeah.
I never knew you were Chinese. I don't see that.
A lot of people miss that fact. They think I'm Swedish, obviously. My last name.
Also, if you turn these hats around, it's just a hat on a 90s comedian. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Don Herrera.
It's a Bob Kelly hat.
Yeah.
Oh, you're exactly right. I look like fucking, what's his name? The
Bob
guy from
Marley.
Him too.
Oh, my God.
Do you guys follow Bob Marley on social media, the comedian?
I love his music.
He's kind of dead, but the other one.
I know he is, right? I mean, he looks like he is in his videos. Jesus.
He's a little high.
I ate a dozen donuts today.
He's Bob Marley. Follow that. We got to get that guy on. His videos make me laugh. And today's, he's just fucking standing there. It just says, Happy St. Patrick's Day. And he's dancing around to some Irish fucking tune. And he picks up the little bottle of Jameson, starts drinking it, picks up a bag of potatoes and goes, that's basically what it is. Fucking potatoes and Jameson.
That's right.
He fucking makes me laugh hard.
Yeah.
He did the Corona watch for as many days. I think he did it for like the first 150 days. Every day was Corona Watch 2020, or he called it Corona Watch.
Corona.
Yeah. I mean, he had nothing else to do. And I mean, he just pumps comedy CDs out like nobody else does.
You ever seen him live? He's fucking hysterical.
I don't know if I have.
He's very, very, very good. We need to talk about getting that Maynard on this show. He's good.
He is.
Did you watch Loudermilk, Mike?
No.
So good.
I haven't watched anything. I've watched absolutely nothing on TV since the last time we talked. I have watched not one movie or television show or anything like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you go back to doing morning drive. You fucking lose your life.
I'm supposed to have more time to watch that stuff when I get home in the middle of the day, and I'm supposed to have time, but it's just I get home. By the time I get home and I'm doing other stuff, and then it's like when I wake up, I only have one TV in the house. There's just one TV. My daughter and my wife dominate that.
Yep.
But and I could watch something, I guess, on my computer. But
no, your wife and your daughter they'll appreciate Loudermilk. It's dry. He is Ron Livingston is a fucking great character.
I know he's a good actor.
Oh fuck, he's so. And I think I touched on it when Jackie was telling us last week. It sounded like it was a much more developed character from like the second half of Office Space, and he gets hypnotized. He's like, I don't give a fuck. This guy is, I don't give a fuck. He's a recovering drug and alcohol, got issues there, and he's running a support group. So it kind of reminded me of Anger Management a little bit with Charlie Sheen.
Yes.
And these comics are fucking great. And then Jackie gets worked into it as Josh isn't through the full season, so I won't get into it, but he's Tony gets developed really well later in it. It's very good.
Once they start bringing him in, and like Brian Reagan's character is amazing.
Yes, he has a big character in that.
Will Sasso he's got to be like one of the funniest people ever. And he doesn't do stand up, which is crazy.
No, he's just funny.
That's nuts. And he has huge calves. And the reason I know that is because he exposes them in the fucking show. He's like, he just pulls his pants up. He's like, look at these fucking calves. I'm like, what? I was rolling around on the floor. And the next 2 episodes, he's big. He's got a big upper body, and he's got these fucking rock legs like he's in the Olympics. I'm like, what? That got brought up?
I bet he played ball, right? He must have played
something.
Ball.
Oh, yeah. He was a football player.
Or did fucking squats with fucking kegs.
Something.
Fucking all day. Yeah, I think your wife would like that.
Is Lucas Carr coming on today?
He is, yes.
Okay. I got a question to ask him because I got maybe an hour of sleep last night. So
you're fading. You're fading.
It hurts. It hurts.
I was going to say you're either hungover or that morning show's kicking you in the balls.
No. Last night was a night where I just, the guy I work with, Adam Webster, calls it pee roulette, because when you get to my age, you get up in the middle of the night and you pee like 4 times, so
my age.
So when you get up, right, and you're like, oh, I gotta fucking get up, I gotta go pee, and you don't want to look at the clock because you just don't want to get fucking pissed off, but you have to look at the clock to figure out, and so I roll over and you're just hoping for like a 12. Right. Because I'm going to bed at like 9 these days, and you're just hoping for a 12. Like, oh God, let it be 12. Let it be 12 something, 12 something. And then it says like, 12, 18. You're like, yes, fucking yes. I got another 4 hours. No, but last night that was every 20 minutes I was getting up.
Why? Minutes. What's going on with the bladder?
No, it wasn't peeing. It was just waking up. And then I couldn't get back to sleep. And
it's your mind's going back into that. You know it because getting up, you can't wake up at 7 o'clock. Fucking show's an hour gone. You got to be there,
right? Yeah, I got to be there. Then you get nervous, like I'm going to sleep through my alarm.
Have you started having the radio dreams again?
No, not yet. Not yet. I had those a lot. They're always the same too. It was like I'd be in Provincetown on a beautiful day, and I'd have to be on the air at 3 o'clock.
In Worcester.
This is AAF, so it's like in Boston, right? So
You're right.
I'm in Provincetown, walking down the street, and I look at my watch. It's 20 minutes of 3.
Oh,
am I going to make it? Oh yeah, Route 6 will be clear as a fucking bell. Yeah, no problem. I'll just like cruise right into Boston off Cape Cod on a Sunday. Yeah, that won't be a problem at all.
And then somewhere in the dream, you gotta like end up building like an airplane out of bubble gum or something. You're like, what am I doing? I gotta go.
Nothing works, right? You're like, you're in the studio and you're hitting every button.
I used to have so many dreams about the hotline.
Yeah, you can't make it work. It's not fucking happening. And it's like, why? My hands are on it. It's not working. I know how it works. Yeah, I haven't started having those yet. I think it's because this is just a little more relaxed than it used to be. That's all.
Yeah, but it's still there. It's the time. And like Josh just said, all the shows that Josh was producing, and it's like that hotline ringing. Who's calling? Why doesn't this fucking button work? The EAS test fucked with me all the time. Every time I'd come in to do a weekend shift on AAF or any station, anywhere, any show, that fucking EAS test. I'm like, it used to just be a button. But then on the last leg of AAF, I think it was like some fucking digital bullshit that went through. And if it didn't go off, there's dead air. Dead air is the worst thing in the fucking world if you're on radio.
It would go off in the middle of whatever you were doing. You would take over because it was a federal law. So if you didn't run it, you had 60 minutes. And at the end of 60 minutes, it would just cut in. And it would be like, this is a test, in the middle of a fucking Zeppelin tune. And then your boss is yelling at you and people are calling up going, you fucking suck. And
the text line being like, we'll play that again.
Yeah, what remix was that, dumb shit? Yeah, the text line. We got finally got our text line. We had a problem with our text line for like a week at work. And we finally got it working. And I was just like, oh, well, it was nice while it was fucking broken. That's for sure.
What's the text line at Pike?
It's 508-799-7453.
Nice.
It's the same as the phone line, which is kind of cool. You can call or text on the same
that is
number.
Cool.
Fire that thing up. That thing, the text line is fucking content for days. Some days I'd come in and just be like, I don't have anything on me. I say one thing, and it would be fucking Boobville would just go off. And there's like a break off for every one of these comments.
And it's a great gauge to see if anyone noticed if you fucked up or not, because you
God.
And then, okay, nothing good.
It was a good alarm because it's like, hey, we can hear you talking. Oh my God, hot mic. Oh yeah. I used to call it the Mensa line.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Why do I hear YouTube behind this song?
Yeah, right. What the fuck?
I always like if somebody would really lash out. I'd either shoot back, I love you too, or I'd lash back out, and then they'd be like, oh my God, I didn't think anybody was fucking there. You guys are the balls. You just called me a fucking douche a second ago, you fuck.
Did I tell you that story about the girl who texted me? It was 3 texts, about 4 paragraphs for each text.
Oh, what?
And she was trying to explain to someone, guy, girl, I don't know why they couldn't be a couple anymore.
Ooh, like you were getting broken up with.
Your constant mental torture. I can't figure out your moods, and I can't read your mind, and it makes me feel small. And I think I deserve better, and it's taken me a long time to do this. And I mean, it was just a heart-wrenching, like, novel.
That went to the wrong number.
And I'm like, should I text back? I should probably text back, because then if she like sees the dude and the dude's like, what the fuck? You didn't call me, and she'll be confused, and then someone might get hurt. So I texted her back. I was just kind of like, hey, I'm really sorry you're going through all this, but this is WAAF. I just felt awful. Never got a response. I don't know I hope she like copied and pasted everything.
Well, that story had a happy ending because she texted the wrong number, and then we ended up getting married.
And you're going to be a father.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Married on St. Patrick's Day too.
Oh, nice.
That's great. Wait, today's your wedding anniversary.
It is.
Hey.
Was it St. Patrick's Day?
It was. That's why there was bagpipes. And...
Look at Mike. Mike's like, what fucking day is it? This morning show's killing me.
I'm like, is this? Oh, it's March.
It's the 7th.
Hey, see the stuff behind me? It's not because I'm in a clover field or that's a science movie. It's the day.
That background is a little racist.
Oh, Irish don't care. See, that's the great part. You can fucking say drunk fucking. We don't give a fuck.
Some of that's partially true.
And here we go. Here's Lucas Carr.
What do you mean partially true? It's very true.
If you don't know who Lucas Carr is, he was a former Boston firefighter and an Army Ranger, and he was there when the Boston Marathon bombings went off. I just like to call him the Boston Forrest Gump.
Right.
He's just there for not IQ wise. Right. He's just there for every event.
Right. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I was here. I went over here. I got a story from here, and then I got here. It's the Boston Forrest Gump.
There.
That fucking guy. Look at him. Look at his fucking face.
Okay.
How long have we known Lucas Carr?
Hey, what's up, dude?
How long have we known this guy? And look, he
Shoo, you and I.
Robot. You're a fucking robot. You don't age at all. You look exactly the same like the day I met you. Seriously, what the fuck?
So, first of all, Mike, can we just agree on one thing?
No.
It depends.
No one's gonna admit to that. No, I'm agree to that.
We'll agree.
No. There's 2 things in life we can all agree on.
Okay.
All right. One of them, add bacon.
Right. Of course. Yeah. Always.
And the second one is, if you bring a baby into a movie theater, you're a piece of shit.
Done.
Can't do that anymore because there's no movie theaters.
Right?
Show's over.
But I get it.
But
great. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike, when you had your show on AAF, there was this little thing on top of your page, and it said "add bacon."
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
it's just a rule, because it just makes everything better.
Yes.
Yeah, food, cars, sex.
Hey,
it's all
I hate
just better.
I hate scallops.
Is that your daughter behind you? She's looking at you fine.
No, that's not. It's not. I'm actually in the office.
Oh, geez.
Well, that's a compliment to you, young lady.
She works. No, this is fine. She's leaving here. Lauren, this is.
Hey, actually, Lauren, can you take his seat? Get the fuck out. Have her sit down. We're done with you. You gave us what we needed: bacon and fucking screaming babies. Now we want to talk to her.
Right. Wow.
What do you do? What does she work with you?
Oh my God, Isaiah! Like you're the one that's talking about babies and bacon and shit and aristocrats.
That's right.
I don't know if I'd put bacon on the baby.
Oh.
That's fucked up, but I'm in.
No, I'm saying the same thing.
Like,
I'm thinking bacon wrap baby.
I was in Vegas
Luke,
one
I'm
year.
gonna make Luke's head explode.
Do it. I want to watch.
I'm in Vegas one year, and like I had the whole same process. Like I got annoyed by some screaming fucking baby one time, and
in Vegas, Jesus.
Escalator. I'm going up the escalator, and this kid's got like his glasses, and he's like doing this shit, like this, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel awful for this kid. I'm like, he's acting really fucked up looking, and I feel awful, and I'm like, why? Why aren't his parents paying any attention to them? His father turns around and goes, Danny, cut that out right now. And the kid looks right at me and goes, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
My dad has a gambling problem. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm trying to eat my glasses because my father's a drunk fucking gambling prick. Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry.
That's the only thing I got from my father. We just want to play catch.
Better.
You got fucking dice in your hand. Yeah.
Whether he wins on the roulette table, judges whether or not it's a happy ride home or not. So
whether or not. Yeah.
Daddy lost a few mortgage payments. That's why I'm bleeding. What?
I mean, I get it's pretty awful when somebody has a compelling gambling problem and outcomes of losing a fucking house. It's like,
oops.
Like, whoops.
Yeah, you gotta.
I
I gamble on games, but you can't fucking dude, you just lost your car.
I'm the worst gambler ever. I can't gamble at all. I'm horrible. I have the worst.
Stay away from it.
Never win.
Right.
So I just avoid it. I totally avoid it. It's just
do it.
Yes.
So I have one of the most obscure gambling stories, most successful gambling stories of all time.
We'll be the judge of that. Go.
All right. So my buddy, and kudos to my buddy Eric Tosi, communications director of the Vegas Golden Knights. He got a job out there during
nice.
Was the basically PR guy for the Vegas Golden Knights. He does a great job.
Awesome. Used to be for the Bruins.
What's that?
Used to be the PR guy for the Bruins.
Yes, he was the man, and everybody loved Toaster, man. And he was great with the players, and he was great with people like Josh Dolan.
Right.
All right.
That takes a fucking special person.
And then he left.
Yeah, because
here we are.
He went fucking west. Fuck Josh Dolan.
So kudos to my man, and he goes, "Hey, listen, I want to take all you guys out to Vegas because I just got this job." And all right, we all go out there and we all go to this pool party. Great fucking time. Like everybody's having a time. It's like, yeah, we're in Vegas. There's money on the table. There's tits hanging out. Like here we are. We're in Vegas, but that is it. Everybody had to go their separate ways because we had dinner reservations with the Golden Knights team, all these dudes who were going to be in the Stanley Cup Finals, who nobody knew about until they played Washington.
Right.
Which was one of the better Stanley Cup series I've watched, and a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I got to go back to my room because I need to square myself away because I am ISB.
Yes.
Anybody know what that stands for?
Oh.
I smell blackout.
Yeah.
So
that's good. Good planning.
So I'm going back, and I'm like, I spent all that time at that pool party, and I didn't gamble at all. So of course I'm cutting through the Bellagio to go back to my hotel, and I see this terraced table, and there's just a bunch of dudes around it, and I'm like, that's my opportunity. I'm gonna go gamble and play craps. I like the craps. It's good.
Yeah.
You can win really big fast or lose really big fast. So I get in there. It's great. It's fucking awesome. But there's no vibe at this table. And people, I swear to God, we're like the cutouts of Schindler's List. Like,
oh,
you go, why are you guys unhappy? We didn't make the cut at Schindler's List. Oh shit.
Sorry.
So I get up there and this big fucking dude, like, I mean, there's like a couple big dudes. Stop. I'm like, yeah. like in a t-shirt, flip-flops, and shorts. He goes, it's a private table. So, like, he goes, in other words, there's a high buy-in and you need to spend a certain amount of money just to play here. I go, so it's not a private table. Not technically, but there's people up there who are spending lots of money. I'm like, what's the buy-in? He goes, that much. And I'm like, oh, $400. I could come.
$4.
Yeah.
No, I have that on me.
He goes that.
Zero,
I'm like,
zero.
Like, I don't even have none of that. So he goes, 1,000, 4,000. I'm like, I was like, I looked like Axel Foley in Beverly Hills Cop when the guy explained what the single rate room night was. How is that? It's $500 a night. Fine. So he goes, $4,000. I look right at him and I go, fine. I'm back with $4,000. And the guy's like,
okay.
I'm waiting for Rosewood and Taggart to come and pick me up. So I go in there and they're like, oh, okay. You got a driver's license or anything? I'm like, okay. So they go, they do the thing like one of these, like, I want to, like talk, like, okay. And the guys like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. We could, great. Mr. Carr, this is welcome to the table. It's a $300 minimum bet.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Fine.
You're almost blackout too. Don't forget, you're almost blackout.
All right, but nobody didn't say anything about having to bet anything. So I'm up there just watching these guys ready to pull out a revolver and either take themselves out or the guy across. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, yeah, like people. Waitresses coming over with drinks, like full, like this is a fully catered area. I'm drinking and here I am going at it. And the guy next to me looks very familiar. And I like decided to, in the middle of all of this guy's money that he's spending, I start talking about like fucking cereal with him. Like, I kind of like Kicks with like,
this is the high rollers table. You're talking about Kicks.
This is
the high rollers
fucking,
table.
I'm like,
okay.
Yeah.
I like
Where do you stand on mini wheats?
So it's just like, it's getting into like, you could see that this guy is fucking like not having, like this fucking guy is like just talking to me about
cereal.
Fucking cereal. Like
I just lost $100 grand. You
like,
want to know what fucking cereal?
I'm like, every once in a while, like I kind of go with like the Cheerios and Raisin Bran with like a scoop of
Jesus.
Like, like he's like, oh my God, I'm gonna blow my fucking head off. All this time, the dice keep coming in front of me, and it comes time to bet, and I just keep doing this.
Yeah, move it away.
Yep. Oh, you're gonna pass? Yep. Pass.
Wait until I feel it.
Yeah, gonna pass. So I'm feeling good because they're feeding me drinks, and I've been at this table for over an hour. The stick man next to me is just like, oh, man, this fucking guy is gonna really cause an issue here. But I'm starting to like focus on the dude on the other side of the stick man. I'm like, this guy looks so familiar. He looks so familiar. And I go, hey, the guy next to you, how much money has he lost? He goes, oh, 5,500. He goes,
50,000.
55,000.
That's why they all look like fucking. They wanted to kill themselves.
So 55,000. This guy's at 55,000 negative after Mark from the casino, and And all of us like, so here I am. I'm like, I'm in a really bad spot to even be talking about cereal for starters.
All right.
Well, they're gonna need it soon.
Yeah.
So finally, like the dice come in front of me, and the dude next to me goes, "You talk all that smack about cereal and shit. When you gonna roll and spend some of that money that you buy cereal with?" I'm like, you know what? I go, today's your lucky day, because if you like red, I'm going to be throwing a lot of red. He goes, what? I go, red berries, Special K, man. And it finally clicked on who this guy was. So it clicked. I'm like, I know this guy in my head. And then I threw the dice. 7 came up. It's 7. And the table's like, all right, like we're finally winning something. Because nobody won anything for like 20 rolls. It was craps.
That's huge
7
money.
out numbers, people losing like houses. You know?
Huge money.
So I rolled 3 7s in a row, and I told the dude next to me, I'm like, you better take whatever you have there. And how many yellow chips? Dude was playing with yellow chips, $1,000 chips.
Oh, fuck.
Right? $1,000. I go, I promise you, you have the word on Kellogg's everything that I'm gonna roll 7. He goes, man, you better put your money where your mouth is, because you ain't gonna have much to talk about after this one. I'm like, 7.
No way.
What the fuck? This place, like, yeah. I'm like, this, yeah. And I'm like, I got no towels and I'm doing this shit. I'm like, and then it finally like dawned on me who this guy was.
Oh my God. Was it Tony the Tiger?
It was Mr.
Chuck,
Kellogg.
It was not Tony. It was Chuck D from Public Enemy.
Are you
No way.
I fucking swear to you.
really? And he's losing 50 grand at the craps table?
He
55.
after I left, he was definitely up way more than that.
Wow.
So like I was rolling, I guess, for about 15 minutes. And this dude, I'm naming out songs that he wrote and stuff. And I'm like, can't trust it like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, can't trust it. And I'm like, throwing it down like that. I'm like hammering it down. And like the guys are like, hey, you got to throw the dice like this. I'm like, all right, throwing it out like that.
Jesus.
You got to throw. And then Chuck D's like starting to laugh. I'm like, you see? I like my cereal. I think he won quite a bit of money. So we're getting ready to like cash out, because the table, whatever they rented the table for, it was great. Like he goes, you're coming out with me for the entire night, man.
Oh my God.
My phone's dead. I have no connection.
Oh my God.
Buddy. I go, well, let me just go charge my phone.
Okay, Chuck D.
Yeah,
I
right.
go, let me go charge my phone. And
Just
we'll
get in his fucking limo.
I go out with him. Dude takes me out, gets me fitted in a tuxedo, like a fucking nice. Takes me out with him and his boys. And who is there? Fucking Big Daddy Kane.
Jesus Christ.
You guys don't know who Big Daddy Kane is? You guys can go fuck yourself.
I do.
I'm hanging out with Chuck D and Big Daddy Kane.
Legends. Trailblazers.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock the next morning. This was 6 o'clock at night, and I still haven't charged my phone. I felt like they take me. You know, my buddy who got the job in Vegas, everybody like had reservations.
Oh wow.
Doing shit. I'm nowhere to be found, and I'm walking out with like $15,000 in cash, like I just some pimp with a tuxedo walking around fucking Vegas. So the club or bar is like ready to close, and the fucking people are like, hey, sir, it's time to go.
What?
I'm like, yeah.
You never hear that in Vegas, sir. You got to leave.
I'm like,
Nobody ever says that.
I'm like, hey, no problem, man. I'm good. I'm ready to leave. So I'm walking out, and I turn around, and I'm like, guys, I hate to ask, but I haven't like done anything wrong. I've been pretty cool with you guys all night. What did I do wrong to be asked to leave? Sir, it's 6 o'clock in the morning and the club is closed. Oh. all right.
I don't think clubs close in Vegas.
Yeah, I go. He
think-
goes. It's 6 o'clock in the morning.
I thought this was fucking Las Vegas.
4 hours later.
I didn't know I was hanging with a bunch of pussies.
4 hours later.
Right? It's like, oh, I didn't know I was in Branson.
Right?
Jeez. So 4 hours later, I finally like meet up with my crew because they had a pool party at Wet Republic, and I like show up there. Finally, like I found a charger by then.
You're walking around with 15 grand, fucking buy one.
Yeah. Right. This is fine. I'm gonna get the experience.
You could even afford a nice one.
So,
Right?
Yes. Apple. So I finally like see these guys, and they're like, blah, 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 blah. Who's got the next area right beside us?
Chuck D.
Chuck fucking D.
No way.
Of course, I'm with all these dudes that like are in the NHL and shit. And they're like, dude, yeah, like what happened? Like we were having a great time and nobody knew who you were.
I thought you were dead.
Also, why are you wearing a tuxedo?
I'm like, no, I had to change my because the tuxedo was not in good shape.
No.
But I go next door. I'll be right back. I'm like, what's up? I gotta go say hi to my buddies. Big bodyguard, like they had security, like body, like, everywhere. Like I'm like, Jack, yo, hey, like they're like, hey, back away,
settle down.
back away. I'm like, yo, B. I'm like saying their names, and they're like, if you do it right, as a white guy, people will yell back in return. A black guy will be like, yes, that's my man right there. But finally, I go, listen, I need one of you guys to radio back to those dudes right there. And you need to tell them that Lucas is in the front. So they go on the speaker, and then Chuck, and then all my buddies who I went there with, like Tosi and all the Golden Knights dudes were like, dude, just please, God, leave them alone.
You're gonna get fucking.
Don't want any issue. Like we don't. No, leave them alone. Like they're all over there. Like stop, leave them alone.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And then so finally, here come Chuck D and Big Daddy King. Yo, and they're talking to all their buddies, and they're going, yo, this is the crazy white dude we were telling you about last night, telling us about cereal and shit. And I'm like, that's my guy. They took down and they joined both of the parties together.
Oh man,
it was insane. Everybody was like, without me explaining why nobody could get a hold of me. Why I had 15 grand on my pocket.
Why are you in a tuxedo? What happened?
Why? What's going on? Everybody was like, leave them alone. Was like,
I just figured it out. Also, speaking of being out all night, Shu has a sleep question for you.
Oh, no, wait, I wanted to finish this. So what happened? Did you fucking end up getting married at a chapel to Chuck D?
No.
He got that time.
First of all,
dude, you were hanging out with fucking legend.
First of all, I got to apologize. Like, I know that story could have got done in like 2.5 minutes.
Oh no, that was the show.
No.
The show's fucking over now.
Dude, you're hanging with Big Daddy. He's
where?
He's the original OG sexual chocolate.
Yeah,
he's the fucking man. And Chuck
That's
D,
money.
It's funny that Chuck D is losing 55 grand at a fucking craps table. Mr. fucking fuck the power, maybe, donated that money to a food bank or something like that. But he's out fucking, he's just.
Fucking guy was up in Adam after that, man. Like,
holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking amazing, dude. So I got a question for you, and I don't know if you can divulge anything about your Ranger training, but
yeah,
I got like an hour of sleep last night, and that's just because of one of those nights where I just kept waking up. Did you go through any kind of sleep, deprived? Did you go through any of that kind of training?
Yeah, he went to Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You hung out with Chuck D for 3 days straight.
That's what I did.
Government pays him.
Did you go through any of that in your Ranger training where they deprived you of sleep for like 3 days?
So as funny as this might sound, I mean, I didn't think it was possible until it happened. One fake tooth later, and and a broken nose.
Oh,
yeah. So I remember. So in Ranger school, well, outside of all the other you know, when you go through, back then it was RIP, now it's RASP. And I remember, oh man, they have two phases. They have two patrol phases of the mountain phase back then. And one was the hatchet, and one was the musket. And you had like a day of rest and just refit in between. And like the first night we were out in the field, we had gotten like no sleep. And I think we went up a hill and then down a hill, or most of us fell down a hill. And we ended up like on this pavement area of like a fish hatchery. And it was just like, here we were like all night busting the side of mountains and shit. And we're all like tired as hell. And like, I never thought it was possible to sleep standing up.
Yeah.
And I fell asleep and I went,
boom.
So, Shu, the fact that you're sitting down for this one is very good.
See that couch behind him? That couch is where he's going to bed right after the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Two, the more we talked and the more we moved, and the more like we got intrigued by some stupid shit somebody would say, like, hey, I don't think Pluto's a planet. Like, or it is now. I don't fucking know. They change it every 5 seconds.
That kept you awake though.
It's like, I want to punch this kid in the face. I'm gonna wait till he falls asleep. Yeah, but I don't think I was ever gonna punch anybody in the face. But you know, it's like, hey,
if it kept you awake, why the fuck not?
Yeah, like, hey, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Seattle. I hear it rains there a lot. Like,
what kind of cereal do you like?
Yes, I found
that's
out
my go-to.
Like weather chats.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Chuck D likes Lucky Charms.
This fucking cab driver, you're driving to the airport. You're like, I'm gonna fucking drive us off the road right now if you don't shut up.
Yeah, Mike started doing mornings at the Pike, so now he's back at waking up at fucking 4:30, and even as close as he is to the studio, I'm sure most days by noon he's fucking lunch meat.
Well, I'm usually pretty okay, but it's just I didn't sleep at all last night, so I don't know.
That's a song.
If it's hallucinating, it's kind of like there's trails. Like
do you feel like you're hallucinating?
Like
make sure you're loaded with carbohydrates and sugar.
I had 6 chili dogs. Is that something that'll fortify me?
That's definitely good for the heart too.
Only if there was bacon.
No bacon. But
that's the problem.
Wait a minute, Lucas. Did you have bacon with Chuck D? Stop fucking around.
That's the way that it's.
I tell you what, man. Like we ate out.
We finished the evening with the Las Vegas Knights and Chuck D, and we had a fucking bacon sandwich.
I finished the night with Chuck D. I started a new day with the Vegas Golden Knights.
Christ.
But then you said, "Hey, Flurry, I gotta go."
Yeah, right.
Kinda. I mean, it still won't compare to that Canadian kid in Edmonton asking me who the fuck I was. Like, Josh, you ever tell him about that one?
No, who is it?
So in 2014, I went out to Oilers, went out to do like some team building stuff, and I went out to training camp for the Edmonton Oilers, the rookie camp in 2014 to play hockey. And that was when Andrew Ferentz had just signed a contract out there and became the captain.
Yep.
That's when Benny Pouliot got signed by the Oilers. So, like, kind of a cool story that Chiarelli just came out there as a GM, and like they were rebuilding Edmonton to try to be a fucking powerhouse. And surprisingly, like, again, with too many hot heads in the fucking room, you can't be a good hockey team. Like this, we're seeing the same thing right now unravel in Buffalo. And I hate to put, on a live podcast, I hate to put Buffalo on the spot like that, but like Buffalo is a great hockey team. They have a lot of great players on there. And now with Edmonton starting to sift through a lot of that stuff from like 7 years ago, they're starting to come into their own. And I wouldn't be surprised if they won the cup this year because McDavid wants to win. Leon Draisaitl, I had that kid in camp when he got drafted by Edmonton. And he was legit. And I'm just like, wait until McDavid gets here, man.
Right.
Hey, you can talk as much shit about Buffalo as you want. I don't know about their hockey team, but that city fucking sucks. I will never go back to fucking Buffalo. That place is shitty. The people are fucking assholes.
And
Fuck
they're
the
fat.
Bills.
Even if I won the lottery and I had to pick up my $1 million in fucking Buffalo, I'd say, fuck you, keep it, assholes. I fucking hate that city.
Hey, Lucas. I think Mike's fucking definitely hallucinating. Buffalo does suck, but you would never leave $1 million on the table. Fuck off.
No.
I'm pretty tired. Right now, I just fucking tell them to fuck off.
I would say, like, all right, you can be smart, you can be fat, you can be cool. I don't care if you're fat, but if you're fat, there's nothing worse than somebody fat and smelly. It's just like, dude,
I'm right here.
Right? Well, what do you think of Buffalo? Fuck you.
Fucking Buffalo. Fuck them.
So that year in
Fuck the Bills.
That was the I got on the Boston Fire Department, and I found out I was getting sent to the academy. So I'm like, dude, I kind of joined the army for this shit and really wanted this to happen. So it's like, hey, you come back in September, would love to have you. I can't. Thank you very much for the opportunity, guys. Love the opportunity. You have a great captain in Andrew Ferentz. Benoit Pouliot, it's a great signing. And they had the #1 draft pick the next year, and they got McDavid. They go to the fucking conference finals and lost to I think they lost to the Ducks. But anyway, they're like, hey, classy move, but we can't get you out of this thing. I'm like, what thing? So they have a meet an Oiler night at Eskimo Stadium. And it's like the Jumbotron. It's like the Kiss Cam, but we're not kissing people. It's the Kiss Cam. So it's like, find out where these guys are fucking sitting to go meet an Oiler. And like, I had fucking shirts made up with my name on it a player that never existed. And I'm signing them, and this is great. And I'm sorry for anybody that's got one of those shirts. Never happened. But anyway, there's a
does it say fucking who on the top?
No, it's so like the crowd, the PA announcer goes on. He goes, hey, Eskimo fans, that's your chance and your time to meet an Oiler. Tonight in attendance, we have Andrew Ferentz, the captain, defenseman. Like, yeah, right. We're going nuts. Yeah. At right wing, #7, Benoit Pouliot. Yeah. They get to my name. And then the crowd just goes, huh?
Yeah, what? Yeah. Yeah.
Heinz Foreman. These fucking people are coming up like, yeah. I'm like, like that.
I'm like the fucking water boy on the team. I don't fucking know.
This 15-year-old kid, I can't make this up. 15-year-old kid.
Where the fuck's Wayne Gretzky?
Goes up to like Andrew Ferentz. Andrew Ferentz, thank you so much. I love it. Benoit Pouliot. And he gets to me and he goes, who's this fucking guy?
Oh. I'm
Those
Lucas
are like
Carr.
the best reactions at the end of the season. The Bruins would do the jerseys off your back ceremony thing, and like the people that would get so excited for like Bergeron or Chara and then you get the guy that like played one game and he was a Providence Bruin, and they're like, yeah, this is the one I got. Like I feel so bad for that player.
Like Wade Redden was a really good guy. He was a great locker room dude, played in St. Louis. I think he got drafted by St. Louis, and we picked him up in that 2013 season as a free agent. He ended up like being a great guy, but he got injured, and they did the shirt off their back for, hey, you, like, to the fan. I forget the fan's name of who would remember that, but I remember the reaction. Hey, so-and-so, meet Wade Redden.
Might as well just say meet Lucas Carr.
Oh, hey, it's Lucas Carr night at the fucking Eskimo hut.
Me and I'm just like, that's fucking Wayne Redden. Like, I feel like they would go nuts in St. Louis for that dude, but
didn't work there.
No. You're good.
Now the year the Bruins made it to the finals when they lost in 2013 was your jacket, right? That they were wearing. Yeah. How did you get you're everywhere?
You're Forrest Gump.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
That's great. Yep.
That's awesome.
How did they get a hold of your jacket? How did that end up being a thing?
So,
hi, I'm Chris, owner of Garage Doors Plus. We specialize in custom garage doors, sales, service, and installation. So whatever you may be looking for, we can help. Financing is available, so if it's time to give your garage and home a lift, call us at Garage Doors Plus, 617-458-1148. You can also find us at gdplus.com. That's gdplus.com. Garage Doors Plus. We open doors when you can't.
He lost a bet in Vegas, and he had to give it to Yager. So it's
I when Josh just goes, "You're everywhere." I'm just thinking of the fucking scene in Meet the Parents when Robert De Niro showed up at the airport, and Ben Stiller goes, "Jack, you're here." "Oh, I'm everywhere, fucker."
I love it. I fucking love it. Before you came on, we were just gonna call you the Forrest Gump of fucking everything. The Forrest Gump of Boston. You're everywhere.
Except I've never invested in any fruit companies.
You fucking should. How about chocolate or Bubba Gump shrimp? Let's fucking go, Forrest.
So this that jacket is got a lot of good things behind it.
Good.
The year the Bruins won the cup in 2011, Andrew.
Put that back up, Josh. That's a cool jacket. I want to see that.
Andrew wore a Ranger t-shirt. I wanted to give him a scroll t-shirt before anything, but then again, it's just like, all right, well, nobody will really understand that unless you were there. But
yep.
I gave him a black and gold t-shirt. It just said Ranger on it. So there's a picture of Andrew Ference with the Stanley Cup, him wearing the Ranger t-shirt I gave him in the fucking full 60 to his.
Nice.
And before every game, he would wear that shirt. Ended up being pretty good luck. So that year they won the cup. I was like, hey, listen, I'll show you how all this happens. I took him down to Fort Benning and I took LB with me.
Oh, that was that trip.
It was that trip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Awesome. So I took LB down there. I took Andy and we did a presentation with them under the Ranger scroll under the Ranger tab at Fort Benning and presented them with their own uniforms,
nice.
With honorary Ranger tabs, and everything else to go along with it. So that year, Andrew, they go to the playoffs, there's a playoff, there's a player of the game thing. The year before I think they had the chain. They had the fucking chain and they lost to fucking Washington that year. That was 7 games and out, and Washington had a great team that year anyway. So, so Washington X's them out next year, 2013, the fucking year of the bombing.
Yep.
Obviously, in the marathon that year without Matt Brown, the bombings happen, shit fucking happens. I just finished the marathon. And I'd probably say 150 feet behind me was where the first bomb went off, run back, do all that shit, the time goes on. The fucking Boston sports again, right behind everything that happens.
Yep.
Red Sox won the fucking World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Bruins go to the Stanley Cup Finals. They take that jacket that I gave Andrew Ference, and Andrew Ference gave it to the team, and they fucking lost to Chicago in 6 games. Imagine if that was the jacket that won another cup,
Right?
Yeah.
But that's the origination. That's how all that happened. And,
that's cool. Where's that jacket now?
It is framed in Matt Brown's basement. That was the exact same jacket. It's framed in his basement. it's got medals and badges from various people I've been in the military with, guys who were raised, guys who were Army Rangers, guys who I was just in infantry school with, or just served in the Army and units I was with. I'll get Josh a picture and we'll put it up one of these days.
I'm not sure where Josh went.
Yeah, I don't know what
That's
happened.
fine.
He has a pregnant wife, so it could be anything. He may be going out for orange sherbet, or
she started screaming, "I heard bacon! Go get me bacon now! I'm fucking pregnant!"
Fucking shoo!
Yeah,
I got something cool. I'm gonna go and get, and this will Isaiah, Josh, this will explain like how Mike and I met.
Okay.
But the fact, Mike,
I remember when we met too, man.
Yeah. And I'm gonna show you'll get a kick out of this. But the fact, Isaiah, I know you and I like virtually met like last year.
Yeah.
And Josh and I meet in the studio before a Hillman morning show. I still can't like stop laughing with just like every little side comment and stuff like that. And just like your deliveries are fucking so on point. If I could come back as one person, definitely would want that Mike Shoe delivery. Like,
okay, well, an hour of sleep will do you good,
right?
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get this.
Okay. All right.
I feel like you're using your mic as a pillow.
I almost am. I'm leaning on it.
You're like leaning in. I thought like during the Mike D story, you were going to be fucking gone.
What do you call those two little lines above your mouth? There's a name for that. I'm just leaning in on that, and it feels. I'm going to call Sweetwater 5 more of these.
So, Mike, remember that?
Is that LB? No,
WrestleMania.
That is. Oh, WrestleMania. Okay.
So, one year, Mike was doing the Walk for Change, and he was going from, I think you were walking from North Attleboro or.
Oh yeah, that was my first year, North Attleboro to Boston. Yep.
So he's at a Dunkin' Donuts in Dedham at the Dedham Mall.
Yes. Yep.
And he's just doing a live broadcast there, and everybody's like, "What's going on?" And I had known LB before that, and I'm like, I'm not going out there to meet him.
He's a mess.
Nothing against LB. I'm just like, I won't make it to work the next day. So have me fucking stay with him.
That's a commitment.
Have me like stay with him. And there was no way in hell I was going to make it to work because he had stopped in Framingham. And that's where he lived at the time. I'm like, that would have just like, I'm going to go meet Mike Shoe. Like, then, we had met shortly prior to that in passing, like, let me like formally introduce myself. And you had the donation thing. I just dropped a lot. Hey man, thanks very much, Mike. Nice to do that. You go, wait, whoa. You're like, where'd all this come from? I'm like, the bank.
Yeah.
The ATM right over there.
I dropped like money in there, and Mike's casual delivery. Where did all this come from? I'm like, the bank. Ever since, and then he got me to bid on this, and right there.
I got to tell you, when I first was that the first time we met?
We met before that.
You came up to the studio or something.
Yes.
Didn't you? Because your story was amazing. So you didn't finish high school. Correct me if I'm wrong. You left high school to start a landscaping business.
Tree company.
Tree company, right? So, and it was very successful. And he was doing great. And then like 9/11 happened, and he's like, I gotta do more than this. And he gave it all up, and you joined and you became a Ranger, and you served our country. And I thought that was just amazing. And I still have that the orange work shirt you gave me, the t-shirt with the flag on the back.
Yeah,
I got that stashed away. There are t-shirts that I saved because they were starting to get holes in them, so I didn't want them to deteriorate anymore. There's all these concert shirts and stuff, and they're in with those.
I've gone to Buffalo, fat and smelly
stupid Buffalo assholes tore it, threw a bottle at me. But yeah, I remember that. And I remember that just moved me so much. Like, this guy was fucking rolling. He was doing great with his business, and he just gave it up because he had a mission. And I was just like, that guy's fucking got balls.
Yeah.
That's big, giant balls right there. And I remember meeting at the, we had that rally in, where was that?
In Melrose.
Melrose. That's it.
I was there.
Melrose.
I was 9.
Yeah.
Oh.
Melrose, that big park. And you were there too. And, it was just amazing, man. And then when you came back, you would come back to visit every now and then. And you came back and you gave us the flag, and you gave us the AAF banner that we had in our office that was trying. I think Carrie's got that now.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
The pictures and the pins on it. It's got the combat medal and all that stuff in it. And it was just, you've been.
The crazy part about that is that was at a time when, like, we were like, life is good. Life is still going to be good because we're obviously where we live. But like, that was at the time when the everlasting battle of BCN and AAF had decided. That was
a battle.
And that was WBCN, WAAF. Like, okay, that was huge. And that banner and with the flag in it. I'm sorry. The flag that we gave you guys was Operation Kick Out the Rock.
Hey.
And they're just like, all right, that's what that's going to be. I'm like, there's a little more to it, but like,
yeah, right. A little bit.
And we gave it to you and Kerry, and I think LB and I were out drinking like the entire day before that. Well, I'm sorry, no, the entire day of that dinner. At
that entire week.
Like, we were at Fleming's. Like, we had gone to Fleming's, and that was it. It was just like, that was like the celebration. And now here we have this flag to be like, what happened on this day? Well, here it is.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It signifies it, but
it'll never be like that again. Radio, wherever.
I mean,
be like that again. And that was like, it was literally fighting in the streets. It was
right.
Like street team against street team. And it was like bribing police and security guards to get van position and banners up. And, our street team, like, if you see a radio street team now, it's like these like college kids wearing fucking skinny jeans and boat shoes, right? But back when I started at AAF, oh, sorry, Josh. When I first started at AAF, our street team was like full-grown men who may have done jail time. And it was just like, they were in it for the fucking, to meet the rock stars and to get the fucking chicks.
Yep.
And it was just like, these guys would fucking pull out a fucking 2x4 from under the seat if any shit went down. It's just like, okay, so here we are at the T-Mobile in fucking Boston, and then there's the BCN van. He goes, where are those fuckers? And then they'd be like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I'll go up and I'll fucking get in the guy's face, and you go around and let the fucking air out of their tires. I'm like, I don't want to be. I need my job.
You go do that. I got to talk on the radio.
Yeah, it's like, I got to sit here and hand out stickers. It was fucking crazy.
Every once in a while, like FNX would get involved to try to back BCN a little bit.
Oh, that's how I met Adam 12. So, which is a funny story because that was at that time. So it was at the Newbury Comics, and they had one in Shrewsbury on Route 9. And Static X was doing an in-store appearance to sign copies of their new album. So we get there. I go to that's when the studio, I think, was in Westboro. No, we were in Boston. Anyway, we roll in on the Rock Bus. And I don't know if you guys remember the Rock Bus. It was just a big RV that was infested with fucking chlamydia. And, it was just like, it had couches in it and a huge sound system attached to it. And it was super fucking loud. So we roll into the parking lot, and there's a fucking huge line of people. And they're obviously AAF people because they all have beards, even the women. And we get out, and our street team deploys, and like, it was great watching them because they would just like get out there, and in like 15 minutes everything would be bannered to fuck. There would be, you couldn't see anything except AAF banners everywhere. They'd be handing out stickers and fucking shirts and shit. Everybody's all of a sudden wearing shit. They were
guys, he's awake.
It was
he's wide awake,
right? And then this is amazing. So we roll in there, and they start doing their thing, and I walk out, and I was going to go like just say hi to people in the crowd, and there's like maybe 200 something people in line already, and there's this little tiny, like one of those little tiny vans that has the fucking pointy flat front end. I don't know what you call them. It was the WFNX van. That's the only vehicle they had. And Adam 12 is standing out there with stickers, but his back is against the van. And there's a circle of fucking dudes like going, what the fuck are you doing here? You guys don't even play fucking Static X. Fuck, who the fuck are you? And he's like, hey, I just said my boss told me to come out here. And I recognized him because I'd met him briefly once before at some beer event. And I said, oh, Adam, right? And he's like, yeah, hey, how's it going? I'm like, hey, Adam 12, everybody. This guy's great. And I'm shaking hands and we're talking. And then I was like, he's cool. Everything's good. And they all kind of dispersed. He's like, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. I thought they were going to throw my body in the woods, and like from that day on, we were like best friends.
That's awesome that you got to do that, because I've always wanted to be that person to be like, no, guys, it's okay. He's with me.
Yeah, right.
Let this one live.
He's the god, Mike Shue, the godfather of rock and roll.
And it was so funny, man. He was like literally sweating and stuff. And we always every time, we don't get to see each other that often now, but every time we meet up, we always talk about that time where it was just like he was going to get lynched by AAF listeners, and it was like, yeah.
Have you talked to him since you got the new gig?
I've messaged with him back and forth.
Yeah, good.
He's on 92.9 now. And he does middays and part of the afternoon there. He's like he's one of the best guys in radio. He's not only is he like a total professional and like really great at what he does.
He's good. He's good.
Super, super nice guy. He's a genuine guy. And that's
Josh
a
Dolan
commodity in this business, So
no, Josh, nothing like Josh Dolan.
Nobody's perfect, so
Josh Dolan wears fucking deck shoes. So
he likes Matchbox 20. Anyway,
he doesn't even use a car.
I know, right? Do you know Rob Thomas? No, never mind.
No,
forget it.
Isaiah, what's something that's generically fun memories is like, and this is just me looking at it as a whole. My biggest thing, and I only ask this of people of your stature because I don't know any new rock and roll right now. I really don't, and I'm not ashamed of that, but I feel like there was a time and a place in radio when it was just, we had the grunge era had set in. Soundgarden, like the Bad Motorfinger albums. I don't know. You go back, like Oasis was coming out with music. Like all of these bands, like here we are, 90s grunge. Like, how does that set a tone for what we would expect following something like that? Like, you guys are big into music. Like, I was a big, Mike, you always know this, I was a big Incubus guy.
Yep. Great band.
I loved Incubus. I enjoyed listening to Pearl Jam, but like at a time like that, when BCN is at a height, when WAAF is at a height, who else is there to follow in those shoes outside of alternative music like FNX was? There wasn't really anything, but like, could you like take some of the viewers and like me back like to a point where you saw this evolving into something that could last for a long time, but only be new stuff for 10 years. You get what I'm saying?
What do you mean? Like, did I ever think I'd see Pearl Jam still being played on the radio to this day? Is that the kind of...
Would you ever, like, music that was played, like, let's just say 1991 to, like, early 2000.
Okay.
And, like, there's songs from a lot of those artists, a lot of those bands. There's albums throughout all of that time. Nirvana, like, all of those.
Yep.
Can you put a finger on saying, like, this is going to be music we're going to still be listening to now?
Yeah, I can absolutely. When MTV started showing the Smells Like Teen Spirit video, that was the tide.
That changed things.
That totally changed things because what happened there was a huge mainstream medium. Okay, this MTV at that time was playing a lot of hair bands, a lot of R&B.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was huge. Yeah, it was a lot of Dokken. There was a lot of that stuff, right? And so and great reaction to that, but
and Extreme. Every fucking song from Extreme was Like,
Yep.
And until that time, stuff like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and stuff was still fairly underground. Even the Temple of the Dog was even out then, and that was starting to stir some stuff up. And Lollapalooza was breaking some artists, the hard way on the road. But
that was like West Coast Seattle grunge, though. It almost felt like that's out there making its way this way.
But it was radio was starting to play it on the East Coast and stuff, but not like Luke said, it was like FNX.
Yep.
AAF may dabble in it. Same with BCN, but not a lot. And once MTV started playing Smells Like Teen Spirit, it connected with all of those people who were like, Dawkins and En Vogue, and Michael Jackson. This is not my music. And
don't forget about Bobby Brown.
Right. Bobby Brown, all that shit. Right. So, and radio wasn't playing a lot of it. So, when they showed that video, and what the great thing about that video was it showed people, to me, the way I connected with it, it looked like the people I was hanging out with. It looked like my friends. It looked like the people
fucking long hair.
Yeah. It looked like people who are going to rock clubs to see bands. It looked like people
like the street team
in the record stores.
It looked like a concert at the Wallace Civic Center in Fitchburg.
But it showed that you can't just like one particular music. These people like metal and they like punk and they liked a lot of different stuff. So I think that was the time. That was the point. It was like, holy shit, they're playing this on MTV. And then after that, it was like pulling the plug out of a keg. And it just started pouring out. And then you had Soundgarden and Temple of the Dog record, and Alice in Chains and all that stuff.
Alice in Chains is fucking amazing. Oh my God.
And that's when that whole 90s alternative rock movement started. And the Chili Peppers finally broke through at that point, even though they'd been around for like 10 years. So I think
that's Sugar Magic.
MTV was playing that one video, broke everything open. And that was the last nail in the coffin for hair metal, and mainstream music changed radically. But now you're looking at it going the other way.
Right.
That's
rock music now is kind of like set outside the mainstream again.
Yep.
And now you've got what they call alternative now is more like kind of light pop, kind of danceable
emo shit.
Stuff. Hip hop is obviously ruling this, country is ruling out there, stuff
country
like
is kind of like rock now.
Country's always been that.
Country's really mainstream, kind of like country's kind of like Journey with banjos now.
Yeah.
Foreigner with banjos, or Nickelback with Nickelback is basically a
Papa Roach with
pop country band without the fiddle and the banjo, right?
Right.
Pretty much. I mean, they're writing the same kind of tunes if you really look at them. So, rock is, I think, where it's supposed to be now, on the outside. That's what rock and roll was always about. It was about the fucking people that didn't belong to any group.
Right.
That were kind
the
of
outcasts.
Yeah, exactly. The outcasts. They were lost.
And that's why all the real rock guys never get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Right.
That's right.
Or at least when they should.
That's exactly. So, it takes them 10 years. Yeah.
Well, Lucas, think about this. All the stations now, when you wipe off stations like BCN and AAF and FNX, those are all fucking gone. Think about the Boston music scene. You have 92.9.
I don't fucking know. Like, I wouldn't know.
Well,
not against anybody, a Christian rock. No offense against Christian rock, but I mean,
it's not even Christian rock. That's just a different movement. But when you look at stations like a 92.9, or you look at a station like Mike's on now, they're classic hits. And the people that are in charge are the ones that can make that movement. And I believe in Mike's case, you've got a station in Worcester that have dominated for so many fucking years. Mike is now available. Mike's now on the morning show. He has 22 plus years of experience on that station in that area. And unless they completely miss the fucking cue, which I don't think they will, but that particular station turn that into slowly a little bit more like AAF was, give some of that new music a place, because otherwise it's going to fucking die. And or not die, but it'll be on, Satellite does a good job with some of their Octane channels and those things. But there's no fucking personalities on there. There's no people. It's a jukebox.
But what people want now, especially during the pandemic, they want comfort food.
Sure.
And Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Led Zeppelin, that kind of stuff. That's comfort food because it's familiar and we like it and we need reassurance because these are fucking weird times. And people.
Well, then they can go back to having
you
do
the thing
a feature.
people want. And so. that's what people want to hear. They want to be comforted. They don't want to be challenged right now because there's enough challenges in your fucking life with this pandemic going on.
It's already enough new stuff.
Whatever they mean. Yeah. They want to turn on the radio and be like, oh yeah, Sweet Home Alabama. Okay, good. That makes me feel good.
Right.
And that's really what music is about, man. Music is a fucking elixir and a mood changer. And
but you're in a very unique time where you are, and we're in a very unique time. So perfect example, Friday when it was 60 degrees and we've all been locked up. You got that moment of, ooh, when I heard there will be 12% at fucking Fenway Park, there's going to be a movement to go and try to take those baby steps. And you're in a great position. You don't have to do 6 hours of new rock or whatever. But even if you did like a local licks feature and just start to get us back there. Anyway, the point I'm making there, Lucas, is that's where radio is now. It's a lot of classic hits. It's a lot of comfort food, which isn't bad. But we need kind of the rise up again. I don't expect to be fucking mainstream, but there needs to be a place like Mistress Carrie. Her podcast is going really well. And she's, she was the fucking music director for WAAF. She was the assistant program director. So based on what she's been telling me behind the scenes, they're going to start to feature, music and keep that fucking thing alive because that flame should never go out.
Well, it's different. Also, Lucas, it's different now because it's not radio stations competing against each other. It's radio
podcasts
competing against podcasts, and there's several different streaming services, and then you've got YouTube,
satellite radio.
Can get their music on demand. It's no longer you sitting in your bedroom with a tape recorder, waiting for that song to come on so you can hit record
like this.
Yeah, you're just like. There it is.
Is
Mike? 5 seconds. Right? You got it. You don't have to do it. Now you just whip out your phone, right? And you're like, oh, I want to hear Foghat right now, or I want to hear fucking, Kings of Leon right
Rage.
now. That's it right there.
And that's just the mindset too. Like the mindset of like even being working on the radio. I was like, I shouldn't be thinking like this. When people would call up and be like, hey, I said play some like Nirvana, I'd be like, look it up on YouTube. Actually, don't do that.
You lost them.
On for you. Just relax.
Was that a perfect impersonation of a young kid in the late 80s, early 90s?
Oh God,
waiting for the song.
I know, right? We were all doing that.
Polaroid pictures, like
we're ready. There it is. It's a new fucking
you'd call.
Yeah,
Oh, Dale Dorman was talking over the intro.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Like,
so radio's just radio and rock music. It's a lot different now because rock music fans, if you're a real music fan, there's other places you can go. But with radio, what Isaiah said, you've got personality added to it, and that's the challenge. That's where you have to offer something that's not offered anywhere else, and that's really hard because you've got millions and millions of outlets like podcasts and things like that. But the thing with podcast is that's my daughter Chloe. Are you going to work at the club? All right, shake it a little so you can get some tips.
How old is she now? 13?
No, she's 16.
You're
the one that came in here with bunny ears.
Does she work at 10?
I remember when she was a baby, Mike.
I know, right?
She's making his life fucking hell right now.
She went and bought jeans that like said Playboy on the side. And I said, do you know what that means? And she had no fucking clue. I had to
what it was.
No, you didn't know what it was.
Oh boy.
I can explain that. It's getting to that point, Luke.
She thought it was an ETV.
I get it.
I
get it. My nephew just got his one of my nephews just got his license, and I got the question, hey, can you find me a good car?
There it is.
Jesus.
I can find you a job.
I got a good car for her. It's got 310,000 miles
on it. Hey, if you can withstand, hey, you know what? I'll get you any car you want. If you want to suit up, put your pads on in the ice, and we'll see who's that.
Right?
But I'm not gonna lie. These kids nowadays, these teenagers, they're crazy good at everything they do with hockey. It's 13 months a year.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I have a friend I play disc golf with, and his 13 son
13 months a year, right? Does that sound right?
His son
I think it's 12.
Playing.
Oh. You know what?
Not with hockey. Not with hockey.
Isaiah, you know what? I knew it. I knew it.
I don't know much, but I know fucking 12.
I knew it. Yeah.
That's fucking great. That's fucking great. We all need to stop fucking around and get together and get a good fucking drunk on. Jesus Christ.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I think the last time we saw you in person was the Tool concert at Hurricane.
Yes, I got thrown out.
So, by the way, this summer we'll why don't we just do a live podcast?
Yes.
In the middle of the ocean.
Yes.
That sounds good to me.
Well, yeah, why not?
Socially distanced from the fish, motherfucker.
I'll probably be looking for some ocean quietness. So
yeah, do
at that point.
Go out, I mean, hey, we can have we can literally have so many people tune into this. Like, this is gonna be like we could get somebody, and I get electricity on the fucking thing, and
so we can go to international waters.
Yes.
You know, we can sacrifice a goat.
I'll get
we'll have Chuck
to figure it out.
We'll have Chuck D on.
Right?
I know. Josh made a good point. Could you call your boy Chuck D? Get him on the boat.
Yeah, really.
You know what? You know what's funny is
your phone was dead and you forgot to get his number. Now we heard that. The fuck?
It's everybody has an iPhone, and like you scroll down to the U's and an unknown. There's about like 55 numbers in there.
Right. Like who the fuck is this?
I just never put unknown like in there. I'm like, fuck, I don't know. So
stupid whore from Vegas. What?
Yeah, fucking. I'm not like the guy wears brown shoes. How much do I want to tell you that piece of shit? You know?
Did you put the stick man in there? The guy who was sitting next to stick man.
But I think that'd be great to just do from the dock in Marina Bay.
Yes.
Yeah, let's set it up.
Guys. And I could probably pick your ass up in Marblehead, Isaiah.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, that's Marblehead.
I would pull into the land. I could pull into the landing there. In the Marblehead, where the harbor is there.
Let's fucking go. Wrap it up.
Why don't you bring
there all the time? We go to the
Valley Canal and pick me up here in Worcester.
Yeah, can you?
Might have a little damage, but I'll figure it out.
There's water in it. You can do it.
Dude, fucking, let's plan something. Let's definitely plan something.
Yeah.
I know it's like.
How's your hole?
I know, like it's obviously been a year since all this shit hit the fan.
What? What's going on out there? Anything? Something weird's happening?
One of the funniest memories I have of watching this podcast when it started was. Everybody was coughing on the show, and she was like,
I know. You can't do that now. I used to like hawk loogies out of the car window. Now I'm afraid to do that. Somebody might see me and take my license plate down and call me a super spreader. I'm afraid to sneeze at the supermarket, even though I'm wearing a mask. I can't cough. I can't, I have allergies. I have legit allergies. Springtime's coming.
No, you don't. You have fucking corona.
I'm going to be fucking coughing and hacking, waking up with a snot-filled nose, and people are going to be like infected.
Yeah.
You can't even do that anymore.
I mean, the perspective.
My wife were at a restaurant and I swallowed water down the wrong pipe, and I left the restaurant just so I could cough. I was like, I don't want anyone to be mad at me.
Yeah. Well, like imagine if anybody's ever seen the movie Summer Rental. Anybody ever see that?
Yes, that's right. Yep.
They're all eating the popcorn and they're chicken.
Can't do that. Can't do that now. You go to fucking jail.
That was one of John Candy's finest. That was awesome.
Everybody, I know this. I know like all the shit that's happened. Like people have lost their houses, and Josh, like this, you got a lot of good listeners and stuff. And I have the I'm like that was the gambling part of it that thought I was funny, but
little long, but it had a good ending.
Yeah. Like a year's happened since a lot of things. Everybody's, AAF. We've had the coronavirus. We've had a lot of changes. We've had a change in a lot of things. And as the vaccinations keep getting put out, truthfully, and I will say this like out loud, like Mike, hearing you talk about like radio and Smells Like Teen Spirit and Isaiah, like you pointing out all the aspects of it, and Josh putting together this podcast, like I feel like I fucking had the best day going forward. But more or less, like the fact that we got to talk about like WBCN and what the team was like, and like Adam 12 and like that story there. And like, we talk about the young fucking 15-year-old Canadian kid who asked me who the fuck I was.
The Lucas Carr night.
And then we find out like, hey, Chuck D and I are actually best friends.
You didn't get his fucking number, shithead.
It's probably in there. I don't know. But,
Get it.
You know,
What the fuck?
I honestly, we're in a fucking great spot. We still live in the country. Mike,
we're alive and we're
funny,
healthy,
dude. Josh, you're funnier. Isaiah, you can fucking put a nail in the coffin and drive it home with just making sure, like, feeding off of these two guys.
Yeah.
Well, like, the aspect of, like, shoot, just like hearing that Static X story about A12 and that buildup of when you saw like MTV with that. I'm like, I fucking a year went by of this shit. You know what? That shit's good. Today,
oh, cool, man.
fucking bad, man.
Yeah, well,
it's fucking St. Patrick's Day. Go out and get shit faced.
Yeah,
right.
WrestleMania, man. Right.
Well, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, it's always good to talk
nice
to you, brother.
Lucas. And then hopefully next time we see each other, it'll be in person, because that was the last time we saw you, and was the Tool show. That was I ran into you in the street there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder, wait, if we go to Tool again, do you think that prick still won't let me take pictures?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's not a prick.
So this year, I'm going to be playing baseball in the Yawkey League. Probably.
Nice.
It's going to be a good year. I might be coaching this year. I don't know. But to see some of these young kids and them like asking me questions about like what it was like to play when they were like a younger kid and stuff, like, you know, when I was like younger, what that part was like, you know, I'm not going to lie. I feel like this podcast right here, Josh, hopefully for your listeners, it built us up smiling, to build us up like brick shit houses, to go around like glass houses tomorrow, man.
I'm gonna go break a glass house now. Is that okay?
But honestly, you know, it is St. Patrick's Day. When you get a chance, guys, raise a pint to Dick Hoyt, who passed away today. Today, yes. He passed away this for any of the listeners and anybody who doesn't know who Dick Hoyt was. Dick Hoyt was the original father-son marathon team. He pushed his son Ricky in the marathons. And I got to
sorry to hear that, brother.
I got to team up with Matt Brown, as you guys know, from Norwood, to do marathons. And our first marathon, Dick and I were the only duo. We were literally, it felt like there were three of us, but like, you know, it was a very moving moment. And then obviously he was an inspiration to a lot of people. So, you know, wanted to, my condolences to his family.
Yeah. This is the first I'm hearing about it, Luke. I'm just seeing it now on my phone.
And, you know,
sorry to hear that, brother.
Guys, he's there. He's here with us today, surprisingly, one way.
We'll have a cheers for him tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
But, you know, Josh, to your listeners and Shu, to you and your family, Isaiah, to you and your family, you guys are fucking rock and roll to me. You always will be rock and roll. And, you know, as Chuck D would always say, you talk all that shit about cereal. Let's see you roll some shit.
Right? That's something to live by right there.
We're trying to roll shit every day, motherfucker.
That's right. Hey, MC Fruit Loops.
Show you know, Eddie Murphy actually did a comedy bit making jokes about cereals and shit.
I was watching Delirious last night, laughing my fucking balls off.
There's no comedy like that. Like
ice cream.
Bill Burr said it the best. He goes, this show and fucking at a college, and you know, there was like 3,000 people in there. You know, I got 3 or 4 emails from 3 or 4 different people. He goes, you know, basically, you're not going to appease everybody. That's going to last for 3 days. You tell them to shut the fuck up, and you just go home.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was a great comedian who said, you know, you can't please everybody, and a surefire way to fail is to try.
I like that.
And that was Bill Cosby.
Oh wow.
That's a bet. You know what?
Bad example.
That part, Josh. Can you just cut that part out? That was
Then he put a fucking.
You know who said
pill in your
that? Mike
drink.
Shue.
Yeah.
Mike Shue said that.
Yes.
Mike Shue said that while he was roofied.
Yeah. Was that right before he roofied and fingered you?
Probably. Yeah.
You know?
Jesus Christ. What was I thinking? This is an hour.
You know?
That's why I feel funny about Jell-O pudding.
You know what, though? Like, if you're going to have a good joke, it's all that I got to say is, jokes might make you feel good, but they don't get you fed. You know what? So maybe if we tell a good joke, maybe we get arrested or maybe we get laid. But you know what? What are we going to get arrested for? Fucking being awesome. But
all right,
hey,
brother.
have me on anytime, man.
Thank you for coming on.
Coming on, Lucas.
Thanks, man.
Much, man. Next time.
Sorry we scared your co-host.
Yeah.
She 3 o'clock. She was fine.
Next time, you stay home and put her on.
Yeah.
We love you, buddy. Thank you.
Love you too, guys, man.
All right. Thanks.
All right, see you, dude.
Good
Have
to
a
see you,
day.
bud.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
You
You too, man.
Patty's Day.
All right. See ya.